Hey everybody, I wanted to jump on and do a really quick piece, especially after my experience last week, on why unplugging from all of your technology is so beneficial. I just took the first vacation I've had in a long time. I took my children to the beach, and I have to tell you, the first, I don't know, couple hours I was there, I kept on having the urge to check my phone, check my email, like check all these things. And I'm actually usually pretty good about that. And I became, really aware of how much my brain was saying, "Hey, what about go this? And what about go check this?" And while I'm thinking about checking all these things, there's the beautiful ocean in the background, and these amazing vistas, and there's and I'm surrounded by beauty, and my brain is fixated on technology. So luckily, I was able to decompress and put that aside, and everything was fine. But it really did drive home. One of the things that I hear from my clients, not just about vacations, but about just their daily lives, is how dang hard it is to put that phone down, to put the email up, social media aside. They have done a lot of research and a lot of studies that this stuff is highly addictive. We get a ton of positive neurotransmitter feedback and releases and things like that. This is very much kind of like internet addiction kind of thing. It's this constant notifications and constant like gratification, like now. And one of the things that I talk to about with a lot of people is really coming up with kind of systems, truthfully, for how do I disengage? Because again, after that initial X amount of time, minutes or an hour or so, people then usually go, oh my gosh, it was like they were in prison and they forgot what it felt like to breathe the outside air. It's just kind of that transition period that seems to be really hard for people. So I have a challenge for you today. The first thing, if you want to be really honest, is to really look at how much you really are on your phone. Most of us are on it a high percentage of the time. And then, set yourself a challenge. What would it be like to decrease that even, I don't know, 25, 30%, or you could go crazy. You could do a couple days of 50%. I have some people that have set up certain time blocks of time that they will allow themselves to perhaps look at social media, or only certain times of the day where they will do emails, or a lot of people, they just minimize their email, but they can still hear the notifications, so they turn the notifications off. There's all different kinds of ways, so it's not so alluring, so it's not so attractive and beckoning all the time. Start to work with it. I have some clients that only have certain devices for certain things, so their iPad is the only device that they'll look at social media. Perhaps their phone and their PC is email, so they begin to set up kind of regulations for themselves. And don't be embarrassed that you have to. I mean, again, this is really addictive stuff, so don't beat yourself up. But what I do encourage you to do is begin to ask yourself, how can I set up a framework that will work for me as far as disengaging more, and actually, instead of looking at other people's lives, actually living my own, instead of always checking email, being more in the present moment, perhaps relishing my relationships more, being more available for my life. I mean, that's really what this is we aren't living. When we're on our phones and checking email and doing all this stuff, we're not living. We're looking at a screen, and we feel like we're living, and we're not. Now, yeah, we got to do our work, and a lot, technology is definitely involved in our jobs. Absolutely. I'm not disregarding that, but we all go above and beyond just our work, and we all know that that's true. So challenge yourself. How can I put this down more and step up to my life to a greater degree? How can I begin to engage with my life more in the present moment and with technology less? I would love to hear any ideas and thoughts that you have around this. One thing I love about this community is that we can really help each other. So if anything has worked for you, please feel free to post below. Let me know if anything has. We can always use more suggestions. We can always use more help. So hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you soon. Thanks.